to me, Ifrit!
Final Fantasy XVI has finally landed, but the internet cannot decide if it did with a bang or a whimper, especially with Baldur's Gate 3 dominating sales. The most recent installment of the greatly revered role-playing game launched last June exclusively for PlayStation 5, and according to its publisher Square Enix, it has been deemed a success with 3 million units sold in its first week. Not only that, but it's the best critically received mainline installment of the series since 2006's Final Fantasy XII. However, some have yet to determine just how much of a success it has been. Right before launch, it was reported that Square Enix was slightly panicking over the game's pre-orders, especially when compared with its predecessor, Final Fantasy XV. The latter would end up selling over 5 million over its first day, having sold over 10 million copies as of May 2022. Final Fantasy VII Remake has also sold remarkably well, selling 5 million over 3 days, and 5 million as of August 2020. It has to be considered that the PS5 install base, which 16 is still exclusive to, is vastly reduced compared to the ones for 15, which was released for PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and 7 Remake, which has versions on PS4, PS5, and PC. The latter two, which have no figures been made available yet. To wit, the PlayStation 5, which suffered massive shortages in its first 2 years, now boasts over 40 million sold, falling short of the 60+ million that its predecessor, the PlayStation 4, sold in the same period. Square Enix also reported that, while net sales increased, its operating profit fell by 79%, the worst intraday drop for the company in 3 years. While some of this was attributed to a decline in mobile revenue, CEO Takeshi Kiryu attributed it to 16's launch sales did not meet the high end of the company's expectations. Some fans are also decrying the series' shift away from its RPG roots to a more action-oriented approach, despite the story, characters, and music being nigh universally praised. It only got more incensed with the launch of Larian Studios' Dungeons & Dragons-themed title, Baldur's Gate 3. Unlike FF16, Baldur's Gate 3 has embraced its turn-based gameplay roots, and has shown that there is still interest in modern gaming for that kind of gameplay. The result has been widespread critical acclaim, dethroning previous candidates to Game of the Year on Metacritic: The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, and nearly 1 million concurrent players on Steam. It was an impressive performance before its launch on home consoles. Fans have also been raving about Baldur's Gate 3's breadth of gameplay choice and freedom, so much so that it is causing other developers to panic. So while Final Fantasy is usually the king of gaming RPGs, it could see its crown taken by Baldur's Gate. It seems Baldur's Gate is after everyone's crown. Will it succeed?